This is a buckled surfboard. It's got a broken stringer. Really tough to fix this. It's already been broken once. It's basically trash. To me, this is gold. I can get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hand planes out of this, or more. It feels empowering to make all this with my own hands. Before, I would go and find things and buy them, which felt good at the time, but after you make them, it's a whole other world. I'll actually get to create this with my own hands and then go ride it in the ocean. A maker is somebody who creates, who takes things that people would think are nothing and turning them into something that inspire people. For me, my specialty is upcycling. I look at the world through a different lens, that everything is a material. You might see a broken surfboard or an old piece of wood, a ripped bag is something that's trash. I look at that and I think, how can I make something out of that that people would just love to have? My first big experience as a maker was that I had a best friend and his dad was an engineer. And he had a garage filled with tools. And he would allow us to make stuff with them. When I was a kid, I made all kinds of stuff. I went off to college, I fell in love with computers, and I dove into the digital world. And I got so involved in that became my everything, and I completely lost touch with how to make things with my hands again. During the time of, say, 2007, 2008, there was some amazing surf films that came out. Watching those movies inspired me to go chase my dream and follow that. Surfboards look really old and yellow when they're kind of past their prime, but below that, just 1/8 of an inch is perfect foam. I can make probably 2 out of this. I'm a huge fan of the entrepreneur. As soon as I got out of college, I started my first business. And in that, I realized that I had to learn all of these different things. I had to learn how to market, I had to learn how to create products, I had to learn how to meet deadlines, I had to do all of these things you have to do for business. I had this ingrained sense that I wanted to do something that benefited the environment. So for Enjoy, it was saving surfboards. And in going forward with that, we attracted the attention of Patagonia. And Patagonia basically said, look, we love what you're doing, but we can't accept your products because you're not using epoxy, and that's all we'll sell in our shops. When that happened, I was basically freaked because I needed to figure out how to deliver, because having that account and having that ability to sell with Patagonia meant everything to me. And so through a friend, Entropy got contacted, and they basically came to a house, a condo in a half of a garage that we were making this stuff in, and they showed up and glassed our first epoxy hand plane and showed us the way. And because of the way that epoxy works, we leveraged that into quadrupling our production. I kind of had this moment where I had to realize that being a mass production guy really wasn't me, and that my happiness came from actually making things, and making things with intention. I had to go through this journey of making things and then over making things. After that, I started just branching out. I started to learn about planting trees. I started to grow a garden. I realized that it wasn't about going one way or another. It was about having a space that I could have it all, that I could be in nature, that I could build things, that I could have balance in my life. Enjoy the Farm is a 9.5 acre rare fruit farm. It's a place to learn about regenerative farming. It's a DIY makerspace. It's a learning center. What it represents for me is a space that I can still make things, but I can be in touch with nature. And then more importantly, I can teach other people to make as well, to use eco products, to use trash as a material, and to inspire people to make things mindfully. I believe that everybody's got a maker in them, and it can change your life.